Coming up, clouds invade parts of the Tri-Cities area today. I'm meteorologist Dave Dirks. Find out if any rain will be falling out of those clouds in your Fox forecast. It's next.
Earning your trust. This is Fox Tri-Cities News at 10 in high definition.
Welcome to Fox Tri-Cities News at 10. I'm Paul Johnson.
And I'm Rebecca Pepin. We begin with new facts in a child sex abuse case. A tri-state children's home in Bristol, Tennessee. The Sullivan County Sheriff's Office arrested a second person, Rosa Emma Honeycutt, today and charged her with violation of duty to report child sex abuse. Deputies say she was a supervisor and knew her coworker, Sonia Pickle, was having a sexual relationship with a 15-year-old boy. Prosecutor Julie Cantor says Pickle allowed another 15-year-old boy to engage in sex acts with an 11-year-old girl and was supplying alcohol to minors.
She did have proof that there was sexual abuse occurring, and in Tennessee, anyone who has knowledge of either known or suspected child physical or sexual abuse has to report it.
Fox Tri-Cities reporter Callan Gray stopped at Tri-Cities Children's Home for comment today, but two men ran inside and would not answer the door or return her phone calls. Both Pickle and Honeycutt were booked into the Sullivan County Detention Facility. Pickle faces a long list of charges, including facilitation of the rape of a child, statutory rape by an authority figure, and aggravated statutory rape. Tonight, the home remains open. About 20 children ages 6 to 16 live there.
Tomorrow, the defense will call more witnesses in the trial of a man accused of killing two people in Mountain City over an argument that started on Facebook. Prosecutors tell us that Marvin Potter killed Billy Payne Jr. and Billie Jean Hayworth last year. Fox Tri-Cities reporter Lindsay Price has the facts from today's proceedings.
Marvin Potter enters the courtroom for day 4 of the Facebook murder trial. The prosecution called Joe Woodard with the Johnson County Sheriff's Office. He was in the Potter's home when the search warrant was issued and saw Potter's wife, Barbara, ripping up pictures of Billie Jean Hayworth and her friend.
Picked up these papers. Well, as she sat back down, I was still logging items down, and she started ripping up the papers.
Potter's older estranged daughter, Christy Grover, took the stand for the prosecution, talking about her rocky relationship with her parents, Barbara and Marvin Potter. Grover also talked about her sister, Janelle's mental state.
If I ever referred to her as retarded, I was reprimanded for that she was not retarded. Her learning disabilities, I was always told by my mother, revolved around auditory processing disorders.
A local grocery store worker, J.D. Weinberger, testified he didn't know the Potters or the victims, but says the Potters would talk with him about the victims and their problems.
The incident that really stuck was he came up to me and he said, if I ever get the chance, I'd put a bullet in Bill's head.
Johnson County Sheriff Mike Reese testified in the trial. In a previous hearing, he talked about a conversation with Marvin Potter. Potter told Reese he worked for the CIA and had killed people before. That statement was not allowed in court for the jury to hear. The defense then had their chance to call witnesses. Several of them talked about Payne and how they would occasionally buy pills from him. One of Payne's friends talked about the meeting between Payne and the Potters, where they settled their differences.
From my observation was if there was an issue that they would contact each other and handle it.
That was Lindsay Price reporting. The court ended early today because the prosecution ended its testimony earlier than expected. The defense did not have all their witnesses ready, so the judge expects that case to wrap up tomorrow.
The co-owner of TN 420 Emporium is facing 44 drug-related charges following a raid on that business last October. Bristol, Tennessee police tell us they helped serve the warrant against Harry Joseph Cannon yesterday. According to court documents from Greenville's federal court, some of the charges include conspiracy to distribute a controlled substance and distribution and possession of a controlled substance. Authorities tell us he was also charged with having guns during a drug trafficking crime. Police say the investigation centered around synthetic drugs. They tell us other defendants could be charged in this case.
A teenager is dead tonight after a car crash in Kingsport. According to the Sullivan County Sheriff's Office, it happened around 7 this morning. A truck was traveling on Lebanon Road when it left the roadway, hit an embankment, and flipped over. The driver of the truck, 16-year-old Blake Young, was thrown from that truck. He was a Sullivan high school student. Young was transported to Holston Valley Medical Center with critical injuries, and he later died there.
A few weeks ago, Buchanan County School Superintendent Larry Ashby announced that 51 school employees would be laid off because there was not enough money in the school budget. But today, 30 of those employees got their jobs back after the school board realized they had over-budgeted for an insurance plan.
We had less enrolled this year than we had budgeted for. So we had a windfall of about $580,000, $586,000, which we were able to take that money and call back 30 people who were laid off.
21 non-contract employees remain laid off, a mixture of teachers' aides, clerical staff, and custodians. Ashby says if he could find the money for 6 more positions, all the critical areas would be covered. But with the depressed market for both coal and gas revenues, he remains concerned about the future.
A Virginia gubernatorial candidate is getting a big endorsement from a former governor. The nation's first black governor, Doug Wilder, says he's going to back Democrat Terry McAuliffe. Former Governor Wilder told the Associated Press that he believes McAuliffe is the most inclusive and forward-thinking of the candidates in the nation's only competitive governor's race. He also says McAuliffe's lack of state government experience may actually help him view government in a fresh new way. A recent poll shows that McAuliffe leads Republican King Cuccinelli by 8 percentage points 26 days before Election Day in this big swing state.
I think it's pretty safe to say that one of our favorite subjects these days is talking about the weather.
Yeah, because it's been blue sky forever, Dave. 14 days in a row, I think you said?
We've had, I think, at least of the past 14 days, 13 of them in the 70s and 80s. So I don't recall exactly the cloud cover, but yeah, it has been beautiful lately and kind of cool out there tonight. Watch how the clouds were charging at us about noon today. Kind of filled the sky up, at least across much of the Tri-Cities area. But as of 10 o'clock there, 10:04, notice that we're looking at mostly clear skies. So that area of cloud cover has dissipated, tracking an area of showers now with low pressure off the coast of Virginia and some wind and some surf and some heavy rain now across portions of Pennsylvania, especially right now. But that storm probably not affecting us all that much, guys. Maybe a passing cloud from time to time, but lows tonight should dip back down into the lower 40s.
Sounds great. Again, Dave, thank you.
A new Bluff City police officer was sworn in tonight to a round of applause from the community.
This is a special kind of officer. Fox Tri-Cities reporter Callan Gray was at that ceremony, and now she's in the studio. So, Callan, tell us, why is the community so excited about this new addition to the force?
PJ, Rebecca, Officer Nico is uniquely trained to sniff out drugs. That's right, he's the department's first canine unit. Nico's partner and training officer, Roger Antone, says the dog has already helped them locate drugs.
Nico, do you swear that you will support?
Nico was just sworn into the police force, but Officer Antone told me the 16-month-old dog has been in service for about 3 weeks now.
Yeah, I've used them on a couple of narcotic searches out on the highways here. We've had our small share of stuff happen.
Nico's been trained to sniff out meth, heroin, marijuana, cocaine, and ecstasy.
There's a lot of narcotics passing through our cities here, and we have a lot of people that rest here that even, look at narcotics.
Officer Antone told me even though Sullivan County has a canine unit, they still need one of their own to keep drugs out of the community.
But mainly, which we have a lot of people, like I said, come through here with a lot of narcotics, and a lot of times the neighboring agencies are not allowed, not able to be there when we need an animal to search a vehicle.
Sit.
Officer Antone says Nico will also be used for building searches. He told me it cost the police department $15,000 to get Nico and to train them together. But he says the community was very generous.
Sir, it came from Baker's Construction and a lot of people in the community donated, and actually Appalachian Animal Hospital donated as well.
Appalachian Animal Hospital owner Karen Stone was at the swearing-in ceremony. The hospital raised $1,000 for the dog's bullet and knife-proof vest.
It makes it a lot safer for him, especially because he's only going to be really put in dangerous situations where there's a possibility of a shooting or a stabbing with drug involvement.
Stone says they collected the money at the practice and at Heritage Days.
I'm so excited that the whole community was behind it. It has been just a great outpouring of love from all of the community.
Officer Antone told me the Board of Aldermen and the police department helped offset the cost of Nico that wasn't paid by community donations. PJ, Rebecca?
Callan, thank you very much. Those Belgian Malinois are beautiful.
Incredible. Stunning animals. Well, a Hokey Smokey showdown is coming to Bristol Motor Speedway.
We can't wait for that. Next on Fox Tri-Cities News at 10, continuing coverage of how this could be a very big economic touchdown for the entire Tri-Cities area.
Earning your trust. Rebecca Pepin, Paul Johnson, and Chief Meteorologist Dave Dirks. You're watching Fox Tri-Cities News at 10.
Toyota of Bristol is the #1 sales leader for some good reasons, like selection and the fact all vehicles are discounted. How low do we go? Shop toyotaofbristol.com and see for yourself. Toyota of Bristol is the #1 sales leader in the Tri-Cities for some good reasons, like selection. We have over 400 new Toyotas to choose from. Toyota of Bristol is also #1 because all vehicles are discounted. Right now, save at least $4,000 on all remaining 2013 Camrys, Siennas, and Highlanders. Plus, Tundras are all discounted at least $6 grand. So for a great deal on a brand new Toyota, come to Toyota of Bristol and you'll see why we're #1. Shop online at toyotaofbristol.com.
How do you celebrate 45 years in business? With one heck of an offer. It's the Sleep Shop at Zach's 45th anniversary sale, where you get 5 years free financing or a sales tax discount. Get this Restonic pillow top just $4.99. Double the life of your mattress with this double-sided mattress from Jameson, just $7.99. It's anniversary savings with 5 years free financing or a sales tax discount. All this with free delivery, free setup, and removal of old bedding. It's the Sleep Shop at Zach's 45th anniversary sale, going on now.
The Lexington is now open. If you're a senior seeking a unique residence filled with life and laughter, then living the Lexington lifestyle is for you. The Lexington Senior Living is a community for seniors ready to abandon everyday anxieties and enjoy an on-site movie theater, vintage soda shop, piano bar, and chef who cooks delicious home-cooked meals daily. Call Stacy or Jake to schedule a tour at 631-0655. Active, all-inclusive, affordable. Live the Lexington lifestyle.
Do you need a truck to pull your horse? Rainy Ford has your truck. Are you hunting for a truck this hunting season? Rainy Ford has your truck. Shh, Lillian, I think I hear a wagon. Or do you just need a truck to give someone a ride to school? I don't want to go to school. Rainy Ford has your truck, too.
It's truck month at Ramey Ford. No matter what you need your truck for, Ramey Ford has your truck.
At Ramey Ford, we need it.
Well, it'll be the Hokies versus the Vols. As we first told you yesterday, in 2016, the two teams will play football at Bristol Motor Speedway, according to sources close to the Virginia Tech program.
As Fox Tri-Cities reporter Megan Smith found out today, the big game could intercept lots of tourist dollars right here in the Tri-Cities in Bristol, and football fans couldn't be more excited.
The buzz of Bristol.
It's going to be the biggest game ever.
Everyone we found on State Street couldn't stop talking about it.
VT, Tennessee are going to play each other, SEC versus ACC.
I think it'll be pretty cool.
Instead of race cars zooming around the Bristol Motor Speedway, it'll be all about football in a game expected to bring in record numbers. Like State Street, it'll be Tennessee on one side, Virginia on the other, as UT and Virginia Tech are set to play at the track in 2016. That's according to our sources close to the Virginia Tech program.
Bristol sits right in between the two communities, and we would just get a lot of support from both communities.
The chamber couldn't be more excited about how the big game could bring big bucks to the area.
Bristol is a huge arena. It's one of the largest in the world, seating over 160,000 people. One of the largest football games, I would imagine, in the United States.
Megan Street, the manager at Phil's of Bristol, is going to start stocking up as soon as a date is set.
Virginia Tech is our #1 seller. UT is usually #2.
Details about the game, though, are scarce. Officials at the track are remaining tight-lipped about the whole thing, telling us simply there will be a press conference Monday afternoon where they will make a major announcement. The only other time a football game took place at the track was back in 1961 when the Washington Redskins played the Philadelphia Eagles. So until 2016, rev your engines because kickoff is only 3 years away. For Fox Tri-Cities News at 10, I'm Megan Smith.
Again, that press conference is set for 11 a.m. on Monday. Both the coaches for Virginia Tech and Tennessee are scheduled to be there, along with all the BMS officials. We will also be there. We'll have a live report at noon to bring you all the details as it happens.
Well, talk of Virginia Tech and Tennessee playing football at the Bristol Motor Speedway dominated one morning radio sports show in the region today. WXSM's Morning Sports Monster in Johnson City took all kinds of calls from listeners offering their opinions, but mostly people were saying they want to be there to see the game.
It's going to be an event. As much as a football game, it's going to be an event. Fans are going to come because they support Virginia Tech or they support Tennessee, but fans are also going to come because it's an event, maybe a once-in-a-lifetime event, and they want to say they were a part of it.
If the game does take place and is a sellout, it would be the largest crowd ever to see a football game, both college and professional.
East Tennessee State University can move forward with a developing performing arts center on campus. The State Building Commission approved $1.5 million for that project. This is going to enable the university to hire an architect for the proposed $39 million building. Lieutenant Governor Ron Ramsey has already told us that the full funding for the project is expected to be considered in the upcoming session of the General Assembly.
Up next on Fox Tri-Cities News at 10, handling the heat in your kitchen. Firefighters have advice for preventing fires and keeping you safe.
Plus, it's a cool night for most of the region, but can we expect cool temperatures for the rest of the week? Chief Meteorologist Dave Dirks has some answers when he looks at his full storm track forecast next.
Fox Tri-Cities weather is brought to you by Bill Gatton Nissan in Bristol.
So, you're ready to buy a car. Yay! Problem is, there's a bazillion places to go. And everybody's got the best deal.
The deals are insane! You better hurry. We just put this car on the internet.
So what's really the difference between this place and that place?
It's the dealer.
And nobody's better than Bill Gatton Nissan, where you'll find the lowest prices on Altimas, Rogues, and Versa Notes. So forget all the...
Buy a car, get a turkey.
Bill Gatton Nissan in Bristol, where you'll see why people come from everywhere.
Game day, when throngs of couch-bound conquistadors band together. Feed that will to win with determination and chicken wings. Ingles, your official sponsor of food and football.
This week at Ingles Del Monte pineapples, $2.98 each. Select 15-ounce armored chili with beans, 5 for $5. And Carolina Pride 14-ounce meat rope or kielbasa sausage or 16-ounce meat franks jumbo or bun size, 2 for $4. Ingles, low prices, love the savings.
We're a year old. Zach Sadek, the Tri-Cities' only true outlet, is celebrating our 1-year anniversary and get free sales tax or 2 years free financing. Just in, this huge sofa, just $399. Save $300. This button-back recliner, just $199. Save $200. Or this Sutherland pillow top mattress, just $399. Save $200. Incredible savings throughout our entire store. No frills, just awesome first anniversary deals. It's the Zach Sadek first anniversary sale.
Fox Monday. Will a gruesome murder keep Booth and Bones from planning the perfect wedding?
Pigs in a blanket.
Not if they can help it.
If we weren't waiting for a murder suspect, I would take you in my arms.
Whoa, okay, easy, FBI.
All new Bones. Then.
You think I look out of place?
You look good for 200.
How do you protect Sleepy Hollow from an enemy you can't see?
The plague could be apocalyptic. I've been infected.
Fight for your life! Sleepy Hollow. All new. It all starts Monday at 8/7 Central on Fox.
Now, Fox Tri-Cities weather with Chief Meteorologist Dave Dirks.
All right, welcome back, everybody. A nice, cool, crisp evening underway across the Tri-Cities area. We do have mostly clear skies. Let's go to Storm Track Doppler radar, and I can show you that things are pretty quiet out there. We'll zoom in a little tighter here and show you that temperatures, that the skies have cleared, and we're looking at mainly cooler Temperatures as we go through the overnight hours, probably about as cool as we were this morning. Here we go. I'm back on track. But 72 degrees are high today. That was after a morning low of 40. So we were definitely cool this morning and up to 72. That was pretty close to our average high temperature this afternoon. But as far as what we have going on out there currently, most of us are in the 50s at this hour. As you can see, it's 53 degrees right now in Bristol, 56 degrees in Johnson City, Kingsport now at 58 across some of the higher elevations. We've already dropped into the upper 40s around Linville, 52 degrees currently in Mountain City, Roan Mountain now at 51 degrees, Greenville now at 57. Across Southwest Virginia, here we go. Temperatures fairly similar. We're mostly in the 50s right now, but those clouds that we had overhead earlier have kind of moved out. So I think that will allow temperatures to get down into the upper 30s to mid 40s, probably the low to mid 40s across Tri-Cities, the warmer valleys of Northeast Tennessee, upper 30s to low 40s, Southwest Virginia, and also into the mountains of Tennessee and North Carolina. It's going to be a nice day tomorrow. It's Friday. The weekend is here. Where'd this week go? I don't know, but I'm ready for the weekend. Look at this. We're going to start Friday. If you're taking off, maybe for a 3-day weekend, we're going to be looking at some nice mild temperatures with partly to mostly sunny skies. Mid to upper 70s, I think, across Northeast Tennessee. The mountains holding in the lower 70s around Mountain City, Lebanon tomorrow about 71, Grundy at 74 degrees. But we're continuing to track this storm system. I mean, it's a slow mover, and I will be perfectly honest with you. This thing is not going anywhere over the next several days, and it's just a little bit off the coast of Virginia right now. Back to the west, we are clearing, even though we had that cloud cover kind of spinning off our low pressure area earlier this afternoon. That has dissipated. So this onshore flow continues to bring some concerns for some coastal flooding, perhaps some high surf and some beach erosion from the Hampton Roads area of Virginia all the way up to the eastern part of New Jersey, where we have some coastal flood advisories in effect. But just watch how slow this is going to move over the next several days. This is starting at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. Again, we might be borderline with some clouds from time to time with this system, but I do expect partly cloudy skies for the most part. And notice our low pressure by Friday evening, still barely off the Virginia coast. And if anything, it may just kind of sit and spin as we go into Saturday. But high pressure is going to keep that system from backing into our area. And there's going to be a cold front that we'll be tracking too, but it looks like this high pressure will also probably keep any cold fronts from getting into our area until perhaps the middle of next week. So we're situated in a pretty good space. You can see that partly cloudy sky that we're expecting for tomorrow. Maybe from time to time some clouds moving in, but overall it looks pretty good as we're heading into the weekend, guys, with sunshine, highs in the mid to upper 70s, lows mid to upper 40s, and some rain showers perhaps Wednesday and Thursday, but that is so far down the road. Yeah. We got a weekend to look forward to.
Yes, we do.
I'm not going to complain.
I won't.
And that weekend, this looks amazing, doesn't it?
It does. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Good job, baby.
Well, we are now more than halfway through Fire Prevention Week, and Kingsport firefighters say it's important to keep your kitchen safe. First, stay in the kitchen when you are frying, grilling, broiling, or boiling food. If you must leave the room, even for a short period of time, turn off the stove. If you have young children, use the stove's back burners whenever possible. Keep children and pets at least 3 feet away from the stove. Fire Prevention Week is the longest running public health and safety observance on record.
Well, the government shutdown is having a big impact on our economy.
Coming up on Fox Tri-Cities News at 10, we'll talk to an expert to see how long the shutdown effects will last.
Find the old man in this picture. Nope. Nope. There he is.
Don't most kids drink soda?
Who knows what they do?
Modern Family, weeknights at 6 on Fox Tri-Cities.
Looking for a reason to get a Ford SUV with an EcoBoost engine? I got 10.
To hear that there's an SUV that got that kind of mileage, that's very exciting.
That's because Ford mileage beats Toyota in every segment we compete.
You could hear the oomph. This feels like a sports car, man.
That would be the EcoBoost. Next up.
Had amazing control, safety, intuitive,
3 rows.
Not a bang for your buck.
And the #1 reason?
Woo!
That sums it up nicely.
Get an Escape with 0 for 60 plus $17.50 cash back, or lease for $199 a month.
The way we see it, if you're going to call something smart, it better help you get real work done. Help you grow food, feed, and energy independence. Help you get the most with the latest precision farming technology while doing the job right and on time. From combines to tractors to hay tools. Visit your New Holland dealer today to see equipment built New Holland smart.
The Value Bonanza sales event is here. Visit West Hills Tractor in Jonesboro for a great deal.
Enjoy the soulful sounds and beauty that can only be found at Dollywood in the fall.
Visit Dollywood.com for tickets and lodging.
Barack Obama's war on coal is intensifying, threatening new government regulations that would outlaw coal plants. And as governor, Terry McAuliffe would support him.
Do you support these guidelines as they are written right now?
I do. You bet. McAuliffe would side with Obama and kill Virginia coal, Virginia jobs.
As governor, I never want another coal plant built.
Terry McAuliffe, a deeply unserious candidate, not ready to be governor.
I'm Ken Cuccinelli, candidate for governor, and I sponsored this ad.
You know, there are a lot of choices out there for late night talk shows, but here's the reason you're gonna watch mine. It is off the chain. And that's a guy dressed as a scientist. You can go now. I got this.
The Arsenio Hall Show.
Tonight at 11, after Fox Tri-Cities News at 10.
Every genius has a secret weapon, like vision enhancers.
My glasses. I'm blind here, guys. Can you help me find them? Found them?
The Big Bang Theory, 5 nights a week.
Weeknights at 7 on Fox Tri-Cities.
The president has signed a bill to restore death benefits to the families of fallen troops despite the government shutdown. The legislation reinstates benefits for surviving family members, including funeral and burial expenses and death gratuity payments. The Pentagon typically pays out $100,000 within 3 days of a service member's death. 29 members of the military have died during active duty since parts of the government shut down on October the 1st.
Just the mere mention of talks going on in Washington over the government's budget and shutdown has the stock market heading into positive territory. But the results of the impasse between the two parties could have lasting effects.
Fox Tri-Cities reporter Jim Conrad talked with an economics professor today to get his take on what's really happening in Washington and its effects on our struggling economy.
The signs of the government shutdown are still up. The ongoing press conference debates continue. But for the American people, one word continues to be heard: uncertainty.
Uncertainty right now is very high in this country. Confidence will be affected. And that in itself can have a poisonous effect on economic activity above and beyond just the slowdown or shutdown of part of government functions.
Hipple believes the congressional issues need to be settled quickly before more harm is done to an already struggling economy.
The longer this goes on, the more this is taking out of the economy, and the economy is not that strong coming back from the Great Recession. We've had a partial recovery, but we're still a very long way from getting back to full employment.
Hipple says even if there is an agreement reached, the effects will be long-lasting.
But once the government reopens, those paychecks will re-begin, and that element of purchasing will be back into the economy. Point is, once you lose production due to a shutdown or a recession, you can never regain it. It's a permanent loss.
He feels that saying the government will be in default if something isn't done about increasing the debt limit may be too strong a word.
The federal government could continue to have its different programs and fund those programs at a level that is covered by tax revenues.
But in order to do that, there needs to be some sort of budget resolution, which is now not in place. In Johnson City, I'm Jim Conrad, Fox Tri-Cities News at 10.
Coming up next on Fox Tri-Cities News at 10, new details are raising questions about the death of a convicted Ohio kidnapper.
Plus, 2 bounty hunters have a costly mix-up that now leaves them in some legal trouble. That story and more on your only local news at 10.
When it comes to skilled care and rehabilitation, you have a choice.
I had a total hip replacement, and when I was asked by my doctor if I had made a choice, I told him that I wanted to go to NHC Rehab in Johnson City. And that was based on the reputation that it has. They have taken excellent care of me, and it has certainly performed to its reputation.
Let us be your bridge between the hospital and home. NHC Rehab in Johnson City.
Let's trade keys. Let's trade keys. Carl Gregory Chrysler Jeep Dodge wants your old car keys for new ones. Trade in your old car. Pick out any new vehicle and keep your payments the same. Yes, you get a brand new vehicle and you keep your same old payments. Hurry in to take advantage of this once-in-a-lifetime offer. Trade in your old car. Pick out any new Chrysler, Jeep, or Dodge and keep your same low payments. It's the Let's Trade Keys event going on at Carl Gregory in Johnson City.
Howdy, folks. I'm the Admiral Propane Ranger, home of the tan tanks, free tank sets, and pink propane trucks.
I'm the bounty hunter looking for bad tanks to change to nice tan Admiral propane tanks. Why would you go somewhere else for propane?
Does your tank need a facelift? Do you need a better price? Admiral Propane can help you. Remember, we have the tan tanks, pink trucks representing the Susan G. Komen Foundation.
I'll be looking for bad tanks to change out.
Admiral Propane has the best prices and service in the Tri-Cities area. Give them a call and collect your bounty today.
My dad's Mark Obenchain. We've been campaigning together across Virginia.
Hi, I'm Mark.
Let's go, Dad. As Attorney General, Dad will protect Virginians and grow our economy with new jobs.
See you, honey. Have a good one.
Now drive safely.
Dad has a great record. Mandatory life sentences for child predators and protecting families from abusive spouses.
And don't forget about jobs.
Right. Dad's voted for policies that have created thousands of jobs. Mark Obenchain's a great dad, and he'll be a great Attorney General.
I feel guilty that I can't always be there when Dad needs help. He always took good care of things, took good care of us. But when Mom passed, it's like he lost a part of himself, became lonely. I worry about him. Then I learned about Home Instead. Now when Dad needs help, his personal caregiver is there, and I can just be a daughter again.
Are you struggling to care for your loved one? We can help. Home Instead Senior Care. To us, it's personal.
A newly released report states that Ariel Castro may not have died from suicide after all. Castro was serving a life sentence after pleading guilty to imprisoning and raping 3 women for over a decade at his Cleveland home. The Ohio Department of Rehabilitation and Corrections states that when Castro was found on September the 3rd, his pants and underwear were pulled down to his ankles and that he may have died from autoerotic asphyxiation. The report also states that prison guards did not perform at least 8 required checks in the hours before Castro died and that only 2 checks were properly done. The report goes on to say that an ambulance was significantly late in arriving at the prison.
Tonight, we're learning new facts about the man shot and killed by police after a shooting near a federal courthouse in West Virginia. Investigators identified the man as Thomas J. Picard, a former police officer. Picard was killed at the scene yesterday after officers say he fired about 24 shots near the courthouse. 3 people had minor injuries. Police returned fire, hitting Picard. In Bridgeport, Ohio, Picard's neighbors say he recently revealed to them he had stomach cancer.
A mix-up in Harriman, Tennessee is causing 2 bounty hunters and a bail bond company some big legal problems. Homeowner Jimmy Anderson claims that 2 men busted into his home with their guns drawn, looking for a fugitive last November. Anderson says they ran through the house and even pointed the gun at his girlfriend and little baby. But the person they were looking for didn't even live there.
Next thing you know, and kicked my door in, and dude come in with the gun out. You know, like that, you know, where's he? Man, I don't know what you're talking about. And the other guy that I pushed out the door the first time, he come in behind him with a stick, and he just went all the way through the house.
The pair terrorized the family for about 30 minutes. The 2 men left. Then later they returned and apologized. They even gave money for the damage they'd caused. They were not charged with any crimes, but now Anderson is suing those men and the owner of the company, Affordable Bail Bonds of Montgomery, Alabama.
Coming up next on Fox Tri-Cities News at 10, we're going to recap your top stories of the night, and Dave's going to take another look at your lovely forecast.
Plus, we're going to find out how a mayor is trying to open a nearby national park, but he's getting nowhere because of the government shutdown.
Save big with a little drive to Datsun Chevrolet. Huge savings. Our entire inventory is reduced and ready to move. Now is the time. Save thousands this weekend only at Datsun Chevrolet. Special financing available. Lenders on hand to help make the deal at our largest ever 3-day super sale.
White Construction Company is celebrating our 20th anniversary, and we're pleased to introduce our brand new roll former machine. Since 1993, we have strived to supply a quality building at a competitive price, and we now manufacture metal roofing and wall panels. That's right, 29-gauge metal roofing with a 40-year paint warranty. We offer excellent customer service to roofing contractors and the general public. We can have your order ready when you need it. Call White Construction today.
We cut out the middleman to save you money.
Save big with a little drive to Datsun Chevrolet. Top value for your trade this weekend only. Sign and drive during this huge sale with low payments and special financing offers. Lowest price guaranteed. Save big with a little drive to Datsun Chevrolet.
Earning your trust. This is Fox Tri-Cities News at 10 in high definition.
Welcome back to Fox Tri-Cities News at 10. I'm Rebecca Pepin.
And I'm Paul Johnson. Time to take a look at the top stories tonight, starting with this one. There are new facts in a child sex abuse case. A tri-state children's home in Bristol, Tennessee is the source of that investigation. The Sullivan County Sheriff's Office arrested a second person, Rosa Emma Honeycutt, charged her with violation of duty to report child sex abuse. Deputies say she was a supervisor and she knew that her co-worker, Sonia Pickle, was having a sexual relationship with a 15-year-old boy. Prosecutor Julie Cantor says Pickle allowed another 15-year-old boy to engage in a sex act with an 11-year-old girl and was also supplying alcohol to minors. Pickle faces a long list of charges, including facilitation of the rape of a child, statutory rape by an authority figure, aggravated statutory rape. We stopped at the Tri-State Children's Home for comment today, but the two men ran inside, would not answer our questions, the door, or return any phone calls.
Tomorrow, the defense will call more witnesses in the trial of a man accused of killing 2 people in Mountain City, allegedly over a Facebook feud. Prosecutors say Marvin Buddy Potter killed Billy Payne Jr. and Billie Jean Hayworth last year. The state wrapped up testimony after calling several witnesses, including Joe Woodward with the Johnson County Sheriff's Office. Woodward testified he was in the Potter home when the search warrant was issued and saw Potter's wife Barbara ripping up pictures of Billie Jean Hayworth and her friend. The defense then had their chance to call witnesses. Several of them talked about Payne and how they would occasionally buy pills from him. The trial could wrap up tomorrow.
The co-owner of TN 420 Emporium is facing 44 drug-related charges. This following a raid on that business last October. Bristol, Tennessee police tell us they helped serve the warrant against Harry Cannon yesterday. According to court documents from Greenville's federal court, some of the charges include conspiracy to distribute a controlled substance and distribution and possession of a controlled substance. Authorities tell us he was also charged with having guns during a drug trafficking crime. Police say the investigation centered around synthetic drugs. They tell us other defendants could be charged in this case.
Picture this, PJ. A beautiful fall day.
Oh, my goodness. I not only have to picture it, Rebecca, I have lived it for 2 weeks, thanks to that man right there on your screen, Mr. Dave Dirks.
Yeah, thanks to digital cameras, we can bring some of that beauty back to our viewers. And it is getting very beautiful out there. The fall color is really taking off. Let's start off with some pictures. One of my favorite things is this time of year is to do this because we get a lot of pictures and we're starting to see some color. Even in the Tri-Cities, there's a picture from Johnson City and here at Watauga Lake. Still a lot of green, yeah, but we're starting to see some colors there. Beautiful reflection there off Watauga Lake. And there we are up in the a beautiful Roan Mountain area. And not only do Susan and Gary like the scene, but it looks like man's best friend also enjoying the beautiful fall color. This is vibrant, isn't it? Beautiful there in Wise, Virginia. And one more up in the high country of North Carolina. Sun coming through the trees there and producing a nice hue of yellow there. Looks like a little path or some kind of driveway there in Avery County. But anyway, beautiful shots. Weather at foxtricities.com. That's how you get pictures to us, gang. We'd love to see them, love to show them. Here's your planner for tomorrow. 45 degrees at 8 a.m. with partly cloudy skies expected tomorrow. Temperatures should top out in the mid-70s. You know, this is about the same kind of stuff we've had for the past several days. So enjoy it as this streak of nice weather continues, BJ.
We will, Dave. We will. Thank you.
Johnson City police charged a man they say used a check that was worthless at a local hardware store. 40-year-old Charles Wayne Foister of Limestone was arrested yesterday. Police say he wrote the checks for more than $1,000 at Lowe's on Bristol Highway in Johnson City back in June. Police tell us when the store received notice that there were insufficient funds in Foister's account, employees attempted to contact him and collect the balance. They say he did not respond, which led to the warrant. He'll be due in court October 14th.
Attorneys for property owners in Virginia's Coalfields region are seeking a judgment in their class action lawsuits. Thousands of property owners say they were cheated out of millions of dollars in royalty payments for natural gas that was drilled on their land. They're looking to free up nearly $30 million in disputed payments and what they say is more in royalties that they're owed because of underpayments. The lawsuits name EQT Production Company and CNX Gas. Attorneys also want some punitive damages at trial.
The Obama administration may allow states to use their own money to pay for furloughed National Park Service workers to return to their jobs and reopen some of the nation's greatest landmarks.
But one Tennessee mayor has been trying to broker a deal on a much more local level, using county employees to actually manage portions of a national park during that government shutdown.
But as Fox News correspondent Jonathan Seri reports, the feds are saying thanks, but no thanks.
With no end in sight to the government shutdown, the mayor of Blount County, Tennessee, offered local resources to keep open parts of the Great Smoky Mountains National Park at no cost to the feds.
We would have been able to patrol the roads. We would have been able to fix the roads if trees fell. Emergency services, we had the Townsend Volunteer Fire Department that was committed to respond.
Mayor Ed Mitchell says the park closure hurts nearby businesses and blocks school bus access to children in a small mountain community called Top of the World because secondary roads are too rugged. In a general statement, the National Park Service said it appreciates but cannot accept local offers to manage operations during the shutdown. A Park Service spokesman writes, beyond the legal constraints involved, it would not be appropriate or feasible to open some parks or some parts of parks while other parts of the national park system remain closed to the public.
What about anything on the road that goes over to Cherokee? Do you stop and...
There are a number of pullouts. You're welcome to pull over.
Park gates remain closed to vehicle traffic. However, rangers have been allowing visitors to enter some areas on foot. Kentucky school bus driver Paul Cave and his wife Brenda say their shorter than usual visit to the park was fun, but they're eager for politicians in Washington to end the budget standoff.
I would like to see that they would be able where they could get along better than a bunch of kids up there. Because, like I say, I drive a school bus to haul kids, and that's kind of what they remind me of up there.
Let's compromise a little bit.
October is normally the second busiest month for the Great Smoky Mountains National Park, which attracts more than 9 million visitors a year. But with the park closed, nearby communities fear many of their regular visitors will stay home. In Townsend, Tennessee, Jonathan Seri, Fox News.
Still to come on Fox Tri-Cities News at 10, millions of Americans are still having trouble signing up for health insurance.
Plus, forget about aspirin. There's some new research that shows you that you might want to reach for a popular soft drink when it comes time to cure that dreaded hangover.
Millions of people are estimated to have logged on to the health insurance exchange during the first week of enrollment, yet a majority had trouble signing up. A new AP poll of 1,200 adults finds 7% had someone in their household trying to sign up for insurance on the exchanges. When applied to the general population, that could be as many as 20 million people. 3 out of 4 respondents had trouble signing up. 1 in 10 successfully bought insurance. Right now, nearly 50 million Americans are uninsured. The Obama administration is expected to release enrollment statistics at the end of the month.
The best cure for a hangover is Sprite. That's right. This according to new research. In fact, Chinese researchers looked at 57 drinks, everything from herbal tea to carbonated beverages. And Sprite seemed to do the best job when it came to getting rid of an old hangover. Now, the theory is it does it by getting rid of a metabolite from alcohol.
Still to come on your only local news at 10, the latest jobs report has been released, but is it good news for workers?
Plus, you'll find out why you may be paying a little more to stay warm this winter. We'll be right back.
It's bow time at Bojangles. Hurry in and get a grilled pork chop biscuit. That's a tender, perfectly seasoned pork chop on a made-from-scratch biscuit. Bojangles, it's bow time.
Bojangles, now open across from the mall at Johnson City.
Last year, over 14,000 fire injuries occurred. Every 66 seconds, a structure fire is reported, and more than 200 million smoke alarms are over 10 years old. Could one of them be yours? Precision Electrical can install smoke detectors which feature both ionization and photoelectric sensors, and our home protection plan provides you with yearly inspections of your smoke detectors and your electrical system, giving your family peace of mind.
Precision Electrical, everyone's personal electrician.
Do you have unexpected bills? Need cash now? Let Title Max turn your car title into cash. With Title Max, get $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, even $5,000.
Title Max gets you the cash you need when you need it. Your car title is your credit, and Title Max gets you the cash you need in 30 minutes or less. So if you need help paying your bills, bring your car title to Title Max, and you too will say, I got my title back with Title Max.
Is fall the time of year you enjoy most? It's certainly a special time of year in East Tennessee and Southwest Virginia. At Kingsport Press Credit Union, we enjoy making new friends and helping them save money. If you'd like to get your finances under control, call or stop in to see us. We can review your current loans and credit cards, and in most cases, lower your payments and save you money. Kingsport Press Credit Union, your best financial friend, with offices in Kingsport, Churchill, and Rogersville.
Every genius has a secret weapon, like vision enhancers.
My glasses. I'm blind here, guys. Can you help me find them? Found them?
The Big Bang Theory, 5 nights a week.
Weeknights at 7 on Fox Tri-Cities.
Jobless claims are on the rise in the United States. According to data from the Department of Labor, there were 374,000 jobless claims for the week ending on October 5th. This is a 66,000 jump from last week's 308,000 claims and 62,000 higher than the 312,000 claims that economists had been predicting. It is also the highest number of claims reported in the past 6 months.
Home heating bills are expected to increase this winter for most Americans. That's according to the U.S. Department of Energy's cost forecast that was released this week. Analysts predict households with natural gas will spend 13% more to heat their homes this winter compared to last year. Propane users can expect a 9% jump, and those who use electricity will only pay 2% more. Homes with heating oil, especially in the Northeast, may get a bit of a break. The DOE says oil prices could be down about 2%. Bristol Motor Speedway will be hosting some very special guests on Monday. I wonder who that could be.
Jordan Canigliaro joining us now with the latest on college football coming to the racetrack.
Frank Beamer, Butch Jones, they're not known for driving race cars, but they can coach some football. We have the latest on Tennessee and Virginia Tech facing off on the high bank. Sports is next.
For local news and weather you can trust, watch Fox Tri-Cities' Paul Johnson and Rebecca Pepin with Chief Meteorologist Dave Dirks. We're earning your trust every day. Fox Tri-Cities News at 10.
Join us in a celebration of epic proportions. It's Grand's 102nd anniversary, and you get all the presents. Find incredible anniversary savings up to 60% store-wide. And pay no interest until October 2015. Save $100 on this value price sofa, now an amazing $298. Plus, you could win a 2013 Volkswagen Beetle from Grand and first team Volkswagen of Roanoke. Every Grand store is celebrating no interest, cool savings, and Hot Wheels. It's all waiting for you right now at Grand's 102nd anniversary sale.
My dad's Mark Obenchain. We've been campaigning together across Virginia.
Hi, I'm Mark.
Let's go, Dad. As Attorney General, Dad will protect Virginians and grow our economy with new jobs.
See you, honey.
Have a good one. Now drive safely.
Dad has a great record. Mandatory life sentences for child predators and protecting families from abusive spouses.
And don't forget about jobs.
Right. Dad's voted for policies that have created thousands of jobs. Mark Obenchain's a great dad, and he'll be a great Attorney General.
If you're one of the millions of Americans who are disabled and unable to work, you may be entitled to disability benefits through Social Security. Receiving benefits is your right if you suffer from a physical or mental disability. Whether you're applying for the first time or you've already been denied, we can help. You'll be matched up with an advocate who will evaluate your situation, handle your application, and deal with Social Security for you. And best of all, there's no fee until you receive benefits. Call today.
The Lexington is now open. If you're a senior seeking a unique residence filled with life and laughter, then living the Lexington lifestyle is for you. The Lexington Senior Living is a community for seniors ready to abandon everyday anxieties and enjoy an on-site movie theater, vintage soda shop, piano bar, and chef who cooks delicious home-cooked meals daily. Call Stacy or Jake to schedule a tour at 631-0655. Active, all-inclusive, affordable. Live the Lexington lifestyle.
Now's the time to check out the #1 comedy in America.
Are you watching Gloria in my sunglasses?
Is she moving in slow motion, or is my brain doing that?
And make every night family night.
Modern Family, weeknights at 6 on Fox Tri-Cities.
Well, someday in the future, college football will be played at a racetrack. That's the case in Bristol in 2016. Virginia Tech and Tennessee are planning to face off at Bristol Motor Speedway. Track officials have not confirmed the game yet, but they are getting ready for a press conference on Monday. And the two coaches, Frank Beamer and Butch Jones, are getting ready as well. In a press release today, the University of Tennessee canceled Jones' regular Monday news conference in Knoxville so that he and athletic director Dave Hart can attend the press event at BMS. Also, the Associated Press confirmed with Virginia Tech athletic director Jim Weaver that he and Frank Beamer will be in Bristol Monday for the announcement as well. Here is the latest information on the Hokies and the Vols playing at BMS. The track has called a press conference for Monday morning, although track officials will not comment on what the announcement is about yet. Sources close to the Virginia Tech program have confirmed that the teams are meeting in 2016. Both schools' head coaches and athletic directors plan to attend Monday's announcement. Another great week of high school football kicks off tomorrow night. We're previewing the big games in this week's edition of Prep Picks. We are breaking down this week's big games in high school football. We do it every week. It's called Prep Picks. I'm joined by our own Casey Getz and Jim Sacco, sports editor of the Bristol Herald-Courier. He's out this week, so that just means he can't defend himself.
Well, with a record of 15-15, I wouldn't show up either. He's got a lot of homework to do to catch up to us.
Yeah, he'll probably say he's been picking upsets, but we're not going to buy that. All right, moving right along to this week's big games. Honaker coming off of a huge win over John Battle, but they can't celebrate for long.
No, Honaker, they took the weekend to celebrate. They're back to work on Monday, getting ready for Clintwood. Clintwood, very tough team as well. These two teams have a lot of postseason success. Honaker this year, 5-0. Clintwood has one loss. That came to Hayside. This game's going to have a feel of a playoff game on Friday night. The atmosphere should be electric. Both of these teams will take this non-conference game as a game to get ready for the playoffs.
Okay, and in Tennessee, Greenville rolling right along, but it could be a tougher test this week. They're facing Daniel Boone.
Daniel Boone's in the middle of a very tough 5-game stretch. Sullivan South, Dobbins Bennett, Tennessee High, Science Hill sandwich between Greenville, who's one of the best teams in the state. Greenville has the #1 defense, scoring defense in the state of Tennessee, regardless of classification, allowing 3.3 points per game. So Daniel Boone certainly has their hands full. See if they can score more than a touchdown. No one has scored more than 7 points against Greenville all season.
Wow, those are some big numbers. All right, moving right along to this week's picks. We'll start with Tennessee High and Dobbins Bennett. Dobbins Bennett and Tennessee High, both teams needing a win at this point in their season. I'll take DB.
I like Dobbins Bennett at home.
And Jim Sacco, again, not with us this week. He's here in spirit. He says Dobbins Bennett will win this game. Now on to Sullivan North and Elizabethton. The Cyclones will keep running it, and that means they'll keep winning.
I think the over-under of passes in this game might be 5 or 6. I like Elizabethton big at home.
And Sacco says Elizabethton will win. In Virginia, Virginia High's playing at Gate City. Bearcats had to come from behind last week. This week, I think they'll stay ahead and win.
Both of these teams have losing records, a little disappointing so far. I like Gate City at home to get the win.
As for Jim Sacco, Sacco says Virginia High will win. On to Daniel Boone and Greenville. This game could be much closer for the Green Devils, but I still think they'll get it done at home.
I think Daniel Boone might score more than any other team has on Greenville, but it's not going to be enough. Greenville big.
And Sacco says Greenville will take this one. Finally, Clintwood at Honaker. I picked against Honaker last week. This week, I'm taking them to beat Clintwood.
I rode Honaker last week. I'm going to stay with them. Honaker at home.
And in this one, Sacco says Clintwood gets the upset win. All right, Casey, thanks for joining me, and we'll be back next week with another round of Prep Picks. Remember, you can get scores and highlights from all the big games on Friday Night Huddle. More Fox Tri-Cities and News at 10 is coming up next.
Do you need a new roof but don't think you can afford one? Then you need to call Barrett Roofing. You can get the new roof you need today with time to pay. We offer payments of $2.99 a month, so call Barrett Roofing, 423-863-5839.
Okay, it's the Built Ford Tough sales event, so let's crunch the numbers. See, when it comes to building stuff and hauling stuff to keep America growing, more folks count on Ford F-150. Hey, the numbers don't lie. And only Ford F-150 has the best combo of fuel economy and torque. That's EcoBoost technology, pal. Hey, it all adds up to one thing. We own work.
Now get an F-150 with 0 for 60 plus up to $2,000 cash back or get up to $9,000 total savings during the Built Ford Tough sales event.
My husband and I were in the process of building a new home, and we'd heard great things about Carrier. We ran into Rick from Bristol Heating and Air at the Kingsport Home Show this spring. He came out to our home and gave us a bid, laid out our system. and hooked us up with the right carrier unit for our home. And so far, we've been really happy. The installation was very professional. The gentlemen were friendly, and we're really pleased with the outcome.
Carrier, turn to the experts. Bristol Heating and Air Conditioning. We're not comfortable until you are.
Mize Farm and Garden offers you a premium selection for all of your gardening needs, from the best compost and soil for your raised beds to organic heirloom seeds. You can also find Western and English tack and accessories, including riding helmets, Ariat boots, Wrangler and Carhartt clothing, and Weaver leather products. Need a unique gift for a special person? We have a big selection of Briar toys and accessories, fairy garden supplies, glazed pottery, wind chimes, and much more. Stop in today at Mize Farm and Garden, 2 locations in Gray and Johnson City.
Howdy, folks. I'm the Admiral Propane Ranger, home of the tan tanks, free tank sets, and pink propane trucks.
I'm the bounty hunter looking for bad tanks to change to nice tan Admiral propane tanks. Why would you go somewhere else for propane?
Does your tank need a facelift? Do you need a better price? Admiral Propane can help you. Remember, we have the tan tanks, pink trucks representing the Susan G. Komen Foundation.
I'll be looking for bad tanks to change out.
Admiral Propane has the best prices and service in the Tri-Cities area. Give them a call and collect your bounty today.
Thinking of replacing your roof? Now is a great time to call Barrett Roofing. We offer monthly payments of only $2.99, so there's no reason to put off replacing your roof any longer. To get the new roof you need today with time to pay, call Barrett Roofing at 423-863-5839.
All right, looking at fair skies and cool temperatures overnight tonight, around 40 to 45 most areas. That's, I guess, about normal for this time of year. Just kind of takes a little, get the body used to these cool temperatures, you know, but I can get used to 75 any day tomorrow.
I can live with 75 for a long time.
I'm on board.
Thanks,
Dave. And thank you for watching Fox Tri-Cities News at 10.
We'll see you back here again tomorrow night. Good night, everybody.
It's bow time at Bojangles. Hurry in and get a grilled pork chop biscuit. That's a tender, perfectly seasoned pork chop on a made-from-scratch biscuit. Bojangles, it's bow time.
Bojangles, now open across